it should be Monday, but it's not. It's Wednesday. We're here to rescue not only Christmas with the Salvation Army, but we're here to rescue you on your Wednesday night because we understand Wednesdays are boring nights. It's the middle of the week. It's like not quite the weekend. It's not the beginning of the week. It's hump day. So we're here to rescue you from all the other bullshit that goes on around social media and everything else. San Antonio Spurs are playing tonight. But we'll get you some scores in a minute here. This is Sweep the League. We're back. We took off Thanksgiving. We were supposed to have a show, but we didn't because we decided that family time is more important than getting a show out. I'm going to agree with that just a little bit, though. I'm going to agree with that a little bit because I don't celebrate Thanksgiving as much anymore because I don't eat. I eat the ham and I eat a couple of green beans, but that's about it. Rock goes to town. He goes to literal town, as y'all can't see on the video, but he's going literal town on Thanksgiving feasts. I'm sure Stats gobbles everything on the buffet table or wherever he goes for Thanksgiving. They're going to be joining me tonight for Sweep the League. Shemaya's out. Candace is out. We had a funny laugh because Derek's out too, but that's something that we'll get into later. But Derek's out as well. Rock, Stats, Thanksgiving, first and foremost, how was it, guys?
Mine was really good. Like you mentioned, I do eat a lot on Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays, arguably my favorite one. But I always love it Thanksgiving, just being with the family, just sitting around and just being with each other, even though, family is family right here every day, but it just feels so special on Thanksgiving, compared to like a Christmas or whatever. But I always love Thanksgiving, just devour it, and you have an excuse to watch the Cowboys. So yeah, it was good.
Did you watch a Hallmark movie? Because that was kind of like a Hallmark moment right there.
Right? Hey, I'm just getting all sentimental lately.
You gotten in your feels, man. Oh my God.
No, I did not watch a Hallmark movie, but I watched and stressed about the Cowboys for one half, and then I was very happy. So yeah.
We're gonna get into Cowboy talk. I'm gonna let you talk about Cowboys because I don't know if I'm changing my attitude towards them. Stats, Thanksgiving for you, how was it, man?
Oh, it was good, man. I worked and then I slept. I took a nap after work, and
you
then
worked on Thanksgiving?
I did. And then I woke up from my nap, and then I stuffed my face, and then I fell back asleep.
Oh, I worked too also, I got to admit, but I worked in the morning.
Me too.
Wow. So I was the only one that did not well.
I'm sure Stats got paid time and a half. I got paid double time and a half, man. I was chilling.
Double time and a half?
Yep.
So if you make $12 an hour, you got what, $24, $30 an hour?
Basically, yeah. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't too real popping, at the new job, but it was just chill. I mean, even on the day after I got double time and a half, it was a holiday. But I mean, the new job has me 6 to 2, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all, man.
Yeah, we know your new job, man. Your new job's going really, really good. Well, like I said, this Sweep the League. Thanksgiving is over. We're getting ready for Christmas holidays. Hey, get ready for Christmas, guys. We're going to be sharing our link here. Salvation Army. It's the red kettle or ringing the bell. We're going to be doing out. Last year, Rock and I wore the short shorts. It was the Rock and Croc moment for myself and Rocky and Derek Irvin. We were out at La Cantera. We're going to be out at La Cantera a few times this year. And oh my God, I'm glad you guys don't see the video here. But we're going to be out at La Cantera raising money for the kids again. The Red Kettle Drive for the Salvation Army. We've got Candace is going to join us as well. Derek's going to join us as well. Got a couple of boxers that we are definitely going to be getting, some local boxers, and getting into that real quick. Just to give you a reminder, this Saturday, December 3rd, TMB Promotions Knockout. Frank Gore headlining the event at the Freeman Coliseum. Tickets on sale at eventbrite.com. If you can't be there live, watch it live. You can watch it on Fight TV by Triller. I would say Thriller by Triller. Fight TV by Triller. It's pay-per-view. I believe it's $24.95 for the fight. So there's no excuses as to why you cannot be a part of this great event by TMB Promotions. We will be out there. The Rock himself, Stats himself, Shemaya on the beats, myself. We're going to have pre-fight video on Instagram. We're going to do pre-fight video on Facebook like Rock and I did last time. Tons of videos. We're going to go live all night. We're going to talk to celebrities. Rock's going to sign some autographs. We're going to just go all out Saturday night. Join us at the Freeman Coliseum. TMB Promotions presents Knockout. Speaking of knockout, man, Cowboys. I said if they lost to the Vikings that they wouldn't make the playoffs. That was my intuition there. Come to find out, yeah, they beat the Vikings very, very easily. Then they go on Thanksgiving and they beat the Giants. So, hottest team in the NFL right now? Could you say? And don't take off the homer hat. I'm being dead serious on this.
Nah, I mean, I think you could say they're up there, but I mean, I wouldn't say they're the hottest team. You still have, excuse me, the Chiefs of the road, the Bengals of the road, which I want to ask y'all two a question here in a bit about those two teams, but I would say, they're trending upward, and that Vikings win, excuse me, was a big, motivation for them. But I was real concerned against them and the Giants, but it's the Giants. Eventually they're going to implode. They have no one at receiver. Theoretically, Darius Slayton, that's it. But I would say, they're up there, but I'm still skeptical on the team because of their run defense, and just the Cowboys seem to beat themselves, so I don't want to get my two hopes up yet.
Okay. Stats, are we overreacting on the fact that the Cowboys are probably the hottest team right now in football?
Like Rock mentioned, the Chiefs are on fire right now. Like they've won like 5 in a row right now, and Pat Mahomes looks like the front runner for the MVP. But yeah, no, the Cowboys are, yeah, they're on fire right now. Again, we talked about on this show that the door is now wide open in the NFC for the Cowboys. And honestly, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is their best opportunity for the Cowboys to win the whole thing.
The curse.
Not just get to the Super Bowl, not just get, not just get to the NFC title game, but like win the entire thing. This is the year for them to do it, because all of these Titans in the NFC are falling down. Rams are in a complete downhill spiral. The Buccaneers look like trash. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. The Packers are probably not going to make the playoffs. You got 3 big heavy hitters out, and that opens the door for a bunch of teams. And the Vikings, they looked horrible against the Cowboys. So the Vikings are still the old Vikings, man. You never know what Vikings team is going to show up, unfortunately. And when
you said that they're going to win the whole thing, this is the year they win. I mean, they still got to go through the juggernaut of the AFC.
That is true, but I mean, like, I kind of agree on along the lines of stats, but it's going to be obviously tough in the Super Bowl, whoever they face. But the NFC is wide open, so I agree with stats. They can get there. I'm skeptical on winning it all just because the AFC, but they have a really good shot, and I think it's one of their best opportunities as well. Because I mean, I saw you talking about earlier on Twitter. They might lose Zeke, but I mean, they might bring him back. What do you do with that? The receiving core. Let's say they had Odell. Just adds another firepower. Eventually you're going to start paying Parsons. Some other guys on the defense, and some other guys on the offense. CD Lamb's due for extension this coming offseason. Pollard's got to get it paid, so you got to eventually just capitalize on your window before it gets too late.
Does Jerry cut Zeke? I mean, it's only 11.8 million in dead cap space. Now compared to like this year or last year, where it was like 30 million.
Nah, dude, that's it's like.
I mean, you don't cut him. I know that.
Yeah, Zeke has like some blackmail on Jerry, man. Like, Jerry has nothing ever negative to say about Zeke. He's like, Zeke's our guy.
I know
this and that. But then again, it's because Jerry doesn't want to be wrong, and I get it.
Exactly.
I was about to go with you on that one, Rock. Yeah, because it was his choice. He's like, oh, he's my guy. I gave him the big contract. I don't want to look like a fool.
Exactly. That's what I tell people on Twitter. You don't cut Zeke because of that.
He looked fine in his moments with Pollard. You see it working. So, I mean, I understand, some Cowboys fans, we should cut him next offseason. I'm like, yeah, eventually move on from him, but it's just like you're going to suffer that cap hit. And, what do you do if you lose Pollard? You're going to have Malik Davis, who I arguably think is a sleeper for up the depth chart next year. But that's a different story. But, I mean, you're going to have Tony, Malik Davis is your starter. So it's like, what do you do for then? And then it's like, you're going to feel pressure to pay another running back and go through the whole situation again. Pollard's price tag is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's going to cost you partially of a leg, but it's not going to be in Alvin Kamara and CMC's of the road where you're getting paid like that.
I agree with you, Rock. I agree with what Rock is saying. Like, I don't think they have to pay an arm and a leg to keep Pollard. I don't think Pollard is that kind of player anyway who would want to. I mean, of course, you want to get paid, but he's not going to demand the world to stay there. He wants to be there. He likes being there. And honestly, the Cowboys, like I said, we're going back to Zeke. I don't think they need Zeke. They can have Pollard do most of the work and bring in a guy like a Latavius Murray, even a veteran who can get it done, the power back at the goal line, who's proven. He's been in the league for a while and easy guy to work with. I mean, you never hear anything bad about a guy like him. So the Cowboys could even roll with that. Pay Pollard and bring in like a vet to use at the goal line or a power back situation.
And I want to go through something because it was brought up, like Rock mentioned earlier, about Zeke, and the reason why it came up is because of the NFL draft. The coverage that I'm doing for the NFL
You should go
draft.
check it out, man. Rudy got the works on that. Check it out. His mock drafts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting them out there, and this is the reason why. Because look at the free agent class you have at running back, and if you let Zeke walk, and you're saying, you know what, we can get Pollard. Say you lose them both. I mean, I had one guy, I think it was John Dyer, said, Bijan Robinson.
Love Bijan, man. Love him.
Bijan is fantastic, but when you've got a first-round pick and you're the Dallas Cowboys, you've got more holes to fill than just running back. Now, these are a couple of the guys that are unrestricted free agents coming into the offseason. Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. You've got even guys like Samaje Perine, who fills in very nicely for Joe Mixon. You've got Jeff Wilson, Latavius Murray. I mean, you've got starters out here. Miles Sanders is a free agent. So you can get a running back that is not going to be a rookie and still go out and get one guy that I mentioned was Sean Tucker from the Syracuse Orange.
Yeah, dude, I like Sean. Yeah.
He's not going to be a first-round guy. He's probably going to be a third or fourth-round guy. So get a running back right there. You're fine with Sean Tucker. I think what you got to look at is what the guy you mentioned earlier. If you're adding an Odell Beckham Jr., then I'm all for what Mark said, and that is this is probably their year because Odell gives you that dynamic that you don't have right now. Big play receiver. Don't give me the bullshit about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is not big play receiver. CeeDee Lamb is, the Mighty Mouse Tyreek Hill, basically. I mean, he's going to get you big plays in like 15, 20-yard gaps where Odell is going to be that downfield threat along with Gallup. Then if you get that, I'm totally for saying the Cowboys are that team to beat.
And I agree with you. I don't get the fans, that argue with me saying we should not Odell, he's a drama queen, this and that. But if you're getting a player like that who wants to come here, and supposedly what Von Miller says and things are getting reported, it's going to come down to the Bills and Cowboys. The Bills know he's good, so why would you not want to add a playmaker like that? It's going to make things easier on CD, and people still have to respect Odell as a receiver, and he wants a multi-deal to end his career somewhere. I mean, I think the range they were talking about was around 11 million. His average salary that he's going to be commanding. I mean, if you're going all in, might as well do it. I mean, you've been avoiding this all the 26 years since your last Super Bowl. Why not just do it, Jerry? Just stop, blue balling the whole fan base and just sign him already.
Yeah, no, I do understand that. You've got to make a move. You got to make a move. There's like no. You're a player. You're literally a player away. The defense is elite this year. I still think that if you're drafting in the first round of your Dallas, that you need to definitely get more on the defensive side. I mean, you've got to stop. You got to be able to stop your opponents, in my opinion. But Odell does make sense for them. You got to have that big play guy, especially in the red zone. Now, I want to ask you guys a question here on this because it really does make me wonder. Tight end position. If they can shore up the tight end position with a draft pick, as in Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame, blocking tight end, mother effer on the offensive side, another big weapon. Is that a guy that the offense would greatly welcome with open arms.
I'm gonna say no, dude. I'm gonna give you why, man. I mean, if they bring back Dalton Schultz, I understand his contract. You know, he's gonna want some money, but Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot look like some motherfuckers, man. And I understand, you know, Michael Mayer's probably double the talent as him, and you know, but I feel like he might be a first round talent. And you're, you know, adding a guy like that, like you said, but you need to, you know, solve other issues. If I'm the Cowboys and I get in the late 20s, I'm going O line. You know, you got Tyron just hurt all the time, man. You eventually got to find a replacement. Not a replacement right away, but someone down the road for Zach Martin, or I'm going somewhere on defense. You know, you get secondary upgraded, or you get your best defensive player. You can never have enough defensive players, man. I mean, you gotta shore up something. But I like Mayer. He's a hell of a guy, you know, at Notre Dame. He's going to be one of those top tight ends coming out. But I just don't know, man, because you have Schultz, and who knows if they bring him back. But I'm really riding in high on Ferguson and Penn Hendershot, and even McKinnon, who doesn't really get a lot of touches. But I mean, he's a huge guy, a lot of athleticism. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, I only threw out Mayer out there because it seems like I like Schultz for them, but I don't like Schultz for them. It's kind of one of those. I think he can do better. And a blocking tight end like Mayer out of Notre Dame, I think actually helps the running game a lot more. You might see more active Zeke, Pollard, able to hit the holes a little bit better. But offensive line, man, it's going to be tough for them to draft offensive. Let's say move up in the draft. You're talking maybe a Jalen Duncan in the second round if he drops that far. Outside of that, you probably have nothing but maybe fourth or fifth round guys, maybe third round guy every now and then, depending on the combine. But yeah, I think go ahead. Go ahead, Stats.
Yeah, I was gonna say, going back to the OBJ thing, just real quick, because you're saying the two teams that he's looking at are potentially the Cowboys and the Bills. These two teams can actually meet in the Super Bowl. So another thing to consider is if you're the Cowboys, you can keep another weapon from going to their potential opponent down the line.
Yeah.
But two, if they do sign OBJ, one of the Bills' biggest issues or weaknesses, and really their only real weakness as far as defense, is in their pass yards allowed. They're 17th in the league in pass yards allowed. So you're going to beat the Bills through the air more than anything.
Dude, just
Okay.
imagine that Super Bowl Bills Cowboys, and that just that a horror from Bills fans because they know they never won a Super Bowl, and they've lost every
those
single
spankings that the Cowboys gave them. Yeah.
yes, dude. Just the PTSD older Bill fans probably have just when they go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Can we see a Bills Cowboys Super Bowl?
It could be possible.
It's going to be a really good game.
Wait, are we really that high on the Bills now?
No, the Bills are still pretty good. They're 8-3, but
I've kind of lost a little bit of steam for Buffalo. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know.
See, talking about the Bills, kind of staying with it. Obviously, the Bills have to go through two teams that I want to ask you a question about: the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, around the horn, I heard today, is it right to say Mahomes Burrow is the new Manning Brady rivalry of this generation? Would y'all say that, or would you say it's Allen Mahomes?
God, Manning Brady. That's a great one.
Like ask. It's not saying, obviously you're not comparing, but it's like ask, you had those big rivalries, Colts, Patriots, you always tuned in. But, a lot of the guys around the horn and women, they said, some of it is kind of esque. And Burrow actually has an upper hand on Mahomes right now. But I kind of agreed it is for this generation, the Manning Brady-esque for me.
If Stats has something, I'll let you go because I'm really thinking hard on this. It's like I'm really taking one of those, monster shits. I'm really concentrating on this because this is a very tough one.
It is tough. And I've actually heard this conversation and this question being asked before, but about Mahomes and Allen. I think I'm going to lean more towards Mahomes and Allen just because I think I like Joe Burrow. He's really good. But I think those two, they've just had such classic matchups in recent history, and they're only going to produce more like classic games. Those duels that those two have had, the history, the overtime. I mean, just all of the rich experiences between those two quarterbacks and their teams. I think I'm going to have to side with Mahomes and Allen in that comparison.
Okay, so I'll say Mahomes and Allen just because, like y'all mentioned, the battles that you have and everything. But can we just say that if Justin Herbert had healthy receivers for an entire season, how much of a badass he would be?
Hey, can we talk about the fact that there is a curse on that organization?
And can we talk about the fact that I'm having deja vu because we had this exact conversation a long ass time ago, and I feel it the same way.
You know what's craziest? It's like okay, this is like my conspiracy hat. I feel like it's like a revival of like the old, the past decade of quarterbacks. Because I'm not saying Justin Herbert's Phillip Rivers, but you had Phillip Rivers in that Chargers quarterback that didn't really get talked about. He had his receivers, but he was there, but no one gave him love. And then so it's like, ooh.
Rock, you know what's really eerie? I had a conversation with a buddy of mine about that exact comparison of Herbert and Rivers. And the more but it's really scary, guys, because the more I see, did y'all watch that Chiefs Chargers game that happened? Like I think it was like last week. But the more I watched that team play and all of the heartache and the losses that they've taken and all the injuries, God, it like the more I saw Herbert, I'm like, the more he started feeling a lot like Phillip Rivers, that quarterback who is never going to get the recognition of the big guy, the big time players. We all know he's very good, but because of the team he's on, because of the weird things that have happened around that team, he's not going to get the recognition he deserves. And I'm worried he's going to end up being that next Phillip Rivers.
Man, and it's kind of funny you say that because when I look at Herbert, I see Drew Brees, honestly. Like,
he's gonna get traded now.
Yeah, exactly. I have that feeling, like Rock just said. I feel that he's Drew Brees. He's gonna get traded and he's gonna go win a Super Bowl somewhere else. What is wrong with the Chargers organization? Like,
dude,
it followed him to LA, man.
I don't know.
It followed him to LA. It's a horror movie, guys. Good
God. I mean, because go back to the days, man. How in the hell do you not win, a Super Bowl or anything? I mean, well, wait a minute. Did they win a Super Bowl?
No. They've never won a Super Bowl. They didn't do it with Fouts. They didn't do it with Rivers.
Oh my. Okay, so they were in one because there was a time I know Junior Seau. It was a team with Seau.
I know the Chargers got blown out by the Niners in one of them.
It was the Niners, yeah. I remember.
Was that the only one they were in?
No, they had to. I know they were in another one. Yeah, because it was the Niners.
More. I mean, could you see, character-wise, I'm not comparing. Before anyone listens, I'm not comparing character-wise, but Kenny Pickett to Big Ben, that rookie that's coming in, maybe eventually lead the Steelers or something, or put him back to prominence. I'm just trying to stir the pot here, man. It's like a
Kenny
revival.
Pickett? No.
Yeah. Like, how he's a rookie like Big Ben, came in and showed his moments, but eventually down the road he did good. But I mean, it's like kind of just following a new revival of that past decade for me.
Hey, guys, quick question. Did Big Ben ever help Kenny Pickett get a girl in Pittsburgh?
Jesus Christ.
Remember that storyline going in?
I think I do. Did he? I don't know. I mean, Kenny Pickett's struggling on the field, so I could imagine he's probably struggling in the bars too to pick up a girl. Not many women in Pittsburgh probably want to date him because he can't. If he can't perform on the field, what makes you think he can perform in the bedroom? That's just going to leave it at that. We're probably going to get sued by Kenny Pickett. And as we go into the civil lawsuit from Kenny Pickett on Sweep the League, let me remind you guys about Baller Boys podcast, Shemaya on the Beat radio, internet radio, I Am Refocused radio, and the D Gerv and Big Mo show. I haven't said that in a while, so I'm glad I remembered it. All podcasts, all part of the Sweep the League network. This is Sweep the League. It's Stats. It's The Rock himself. It's Rudy. Everybody else is still on holiday vacation. Yeah, Kenny, don't sue us at all because we don't have a whole lot of money right now. But when we do, we'll gladly buy a Kenny Pickett
Don't sue us,
jersey.
Kenny. One of my good friends is a Steelers fan. We love the Steelers here, man. Love Najee Harris on my fantasy team, even though he's horrible.
Bullshit. Najee Harris has cost me so many games.
He's horrible, but he's a dynasty god. He's horrible though.
A dynasty
Harris,
god.
man.
And hey, dynasty, it's hard to get rid of him on dynasty, man. But yeah,
I like to thank Najee Harris for making one of my fantasy teams 0-11.
Oh God, Lee. I'm bad, but not. I'm bad in one league, not that bad. I still have 2 wins in one league.
Rudy, are you doing good in that league we're in? Let me check your record right now.
I think I'm in 6th in that dynasty league that we're in.
Dude, I still need to pay my.
Yeah, I haven't paid yet. So if the commission is listening, I'm sorry. I haven't paid quite yet, but I am 6-6 in that league.
Dude, I'm 7-5. I'm in 5th place, dude. I'm up there, Mark.
By all means, for whatever reason, my team looked sexy on draft night, and it's like it looked sexy, and then it just went to complete crap. I don't know why.
Dude, fantasy. I don't know about y'all. Fantasy was just super weird this year. I mean,
it really was.
Who would have thought Josh Jacobs would be arguably the RB1 in fantasy this year? This guy is just killing it, dude.
It really is.
It's funny because he had a really slow start.
I can't. I mean, in the leagues that I'm supposed to be dominating in, that I have dominated in one of them, I'm already eliminated from the playoffs because I lost a tiebreaker. I lost by 12 points on the tiebreaker. I'm like, really? I'm beginning to hate these tiebreakers.
Dude, speaking of tiebreakers, everyone's probably gonna hate me after they hear this. I'm not a Mexico soccer fan, but I'm a U.S. soccer fan. But it was funny to me that if Mexico, whoever likes the World Cup, if Mexico would have finished game, whoever saw 2-0 today, dude, they would have not advanced on tiebreakers because of yellow cards. You know what crappy that is to be like, hey man, we didn't advance because we got too many yellow cards. That's the most funniest thing I ever heard.
That's such B crap, man.
It's awesome.
BS.
But Saudi Arabia scored, so Mexico was just knocked out. So
yeah.
Okay, so it's good you brought this up because I do want to talk World Cup. I am a massive idiot when it comes to soccer.
I was expecting the opposite.
No, I'm a massive idiot when it comes to soccer. I watch soccer. I love watching soccer, even live I do. But I do not understand any of the damn rules when it comes to soccer because they call offsides more than anything I've ever seen. And I'm like, what entails offsides? Real quick, shout out U.S. men's team. Congrats. They advanced. I haven't seen Twitter and Facebook and Instagram so united in forever. So congrats to the men's team. I did watch the game at work. It was fantastic. But going back to soccer, we should really get Katie Goodman.
Dude, I was just about to say that, man.
Because I got to get the rules down. What the hell is considered offsides in soccer? Because apparently there's even offsides in hockey. I don't know how the hell you get offsides in hockey.
So, I mean, just the basic knowledge of just offside, just obviously, like, you can't be behind the last defender. But, and, like, kind of in a sense, like, cherry picking in a way. Because, I mean, if there was no offsides, everyone would just cherry pick. But it's so subjective because it's just so hard. Because, like, you saw in that game, in US's opening game, was it against England or the opening game? I might have been against England, but anyways.
I think it was Wales, right?
Yeah, Wales is the opening game.
And I think it might have been Tim Way or it was someone else. I forget, excuse me, correct me if I'm wrong, whoever's listening, but he was barely off by like his hand, like his fingers. And it's like, it's so hard to call that sometimes with the ref. And especially at the World Cup, all that tense moment, I bet you it's probably more pressured as a ref at the World Cup than like at a Super Bowl, in my opinion, because I mean, you got trillions of fans, and you're more subjected in soccer than in football. And I think that's how it is. I mean, I know some people don't like soccer, but it's hard to be a ref in soccer.
I get that. I feel bad because it's like, you're ref in soccer. I mean, shit, you could lose your life in soccer by being a ref. I mean, it happened before.
And before sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but in the league I'm in, dude, I see the referees like get shit talking to them, and then they're like, the players like, let's go fight, and I'm like, why are you trying to fight a ref in a rec league, man? And I've seen refs fight a player on the sideline, and this player just gets knocked out, and I'm like, are you that dumb to like fight a ref? Like, come on, man, like it's so dumb.
Have
Dude,
you
some of these
been
refs are jacked, man.
Yeah.
have you ever gotten into it with a ref?
Oh, 100% I have because some guy like almost allegedly like sprained my ankle super bad, and like he got a dirty play, and I got to know with the ref. And it was dude, it was one of my lowest moments, but I was like, this this guy was bald.
Oh God.
I was like, fuck you, man. I was like, you're bald as fuck anyways. And I was like, and I was like, you get paid barely dollar to nothing anyways, man. And I just walked off. And I apologized to him, and he was like, "Nah, man, I'm not taking that apology because of what you said." And I was like, "Hey, man, it is what it is, man. I said you're bald. I was mad."
I figured you were gonna go with you look like a dick because your head is shaved or something like that.
Oh, I mean, I could have got hurt, dude. This guy could have broke my ankle, and it was a dirty play. And
So go after the guy. I mean, if
nah,
the ref doesn't do anything, go after the guy.
I was asking for a foul, but the guy's like, "Nah, it was a clean play." And I'm not the type to complain about fouls, but if you're explicitly trying to hurt me and not trying to play soccer, come on, man. It's just like we all have a job and a life after this. I'm not getting paid to play.
You should. You should.
I should have. They needed to put an NIL deal for me, man.
Wasn't the Joker right when he says, "Don't if you're good at something, don't do it for free"?
Hey,
Yep.
that's what I gotta do, man. That's why I
Oh.
gotta start getting you to pay me in Burger Boy now.
Oh God.
I'm kidding.
The official, unofficial sponsor of Sweep the League, Burger Boy. So basically, you can't cherry pick, is what it is. Offside zone soccer. That's what it is. So if you're a defender, and I'm now, don't take this in a sexual way, behind you, I get called for offsides.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So like,
That's total bullshit.
hey, I mean, it is what it is. It's soccer, dude. I mean, that's why you gotta really time your runs, or just really, just get a guy that can beat someone one on one, or just have a team move and cohesion. I mean, it's just hard, and I don't mind the rule, but it's because I grew up with it. But I mean, like I said, offsides can be really subjective, and sometimes it's like, come on, dude, that was not offside.
But
You see it in any league.
but in like any league, if you're a defender, you're guarding your man,
Mhm.
technically, right? So if I was to beat my man to the basket in basketball, you have a big man to protect the rim. Hence, you have a goalie in soccer to protect the goal. So that's where I'm like, I don't understand the whole offsides thing. I mean,
Is it easier to score a bucket if there's a big man in the paint, or is it easier to score a goal if there's a goalie in one on one?
I think it's hard either way. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think it's hard either way.
I mean, if anything, it shows just how important having a skilled finisher on your team is. If you're gonna have guys like be one-on-one most of the time, you need to have guys who can get past just the average defender.
This turned into a whole sexual conversation. The way that we're talking. This is soccer talk. I promise people, this is soccer talk.
Dude, and you need a skilled goalie or a skilled big man, And this is a shout out to my goalie that I have for my team, Ale. This guy saved this game that we had last night, but he's cold. But anyways, yeah, goalie is one of the hardest positions in my opinion.
I would think so. Right behind being a ref in soccer, definitely.
Yeah.
So you play Tuesday nights. I'm gonna have to go out there on a Tuesday night and watch the Rock in action here.
Dude, you're gonna see me getting really mad and probably a real competitive, and then you're gonna see a bunch of other teams fighting. It's always a fight every week.
Really?
It's at a good place too, man. I play at Star Complex next to Toyota Stadium. It's not like it's a bad area, or like not saying Southside's a bad area, but I'm just saying, like people don't really care and they bring their guns to the game and stuff. And I'm like, all right, dude, relax. I mean, not that serious. We're not playing for money.
All right, so we're probably not going to go see Rock on a Tuesday night play soccer if there's guns involved.
Well, unless we wear like body armor or something.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll watch you from the car. I'm not going to go into the actual.
Wait, but Rock, do we need riot shields or no?
No
Yeah,
kidding,
man.
man.
I'll bring my personal one. It's bedazzled. I'll bring it for y'all.
Wow, bedazzled, bedazzled riot shield. Jesus Christ! All right. Well, congrats again to the United States men's soccer team. They advanced in the World Cup. We'll see how they do. Um, I gotta ask this. We opened the show. Well, we didn't even open the show like this. We started talking, before we were recording. What did you say? You're talking. You're literally plugging dude wipes.
Yeah, I was asking if y'all knew what dude wipes was,
And let's not be real. You came into the show like Vince McMahon, strutting and everything, and your first words. We hadn't talked to you in like 2 weeks, man. And your first words are, stat smells like ass and Rudy's underarms smell. That's the first words, and then all of a sudden,
no.
and then it goes to dude wipes. What is this shit you're talking?
Yeah, because Mark was like, thank you for the constructive criticism. I know I need to wipe more, and I was like, yeah, you should use.
Oh my God.
I was like, you should use dude wipes, and then you're like, dude wipes, and you're like, we got to talk about this, and I was like, yeah, I mean, but it was a joke, and then like I ended up realizing what it was, and then I was like, do y'all use a bidet, or have y'all ever used one? And
So that was the question. Would you use a bidet? And you asked it. You've never used?
No.
I will say I've used it one time. There was one available, and I did use it. It was in Las Vegas, of all places. I mean, you're lucky and you get a nice room in Vegas. I did use it. I will say the experience was different.
Yeah, isn't it just water just gets propelled up your ass?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the best description. It's splashdown for your butthole. I mean, there's really no other way around it. Is it a great time? I don't know. I'm not saying it was a great time, but it was different. It cleaned. It did its job. But
how did you feel?
Violated.
Did you feel violated?
You feel violated, probably is the word. It's definitely a one-way street, but I felt violated. That is for sure. But I will say it did its job. But I didn't use a dude wipe, but I did use a wipe to make sure that it did cleanly do its job, and it did good. I would say it did good.
Dude, all right. Staying with like wipes and no, it's not a bad question. Staying with like wipes and toilet paper. Were y'all like the people that were like freaking out like when like the whole like COVID, like when the whole pandemic early hit on and like people were freaking out with toilet paper? Were y'all like running out and like freaking out what to do, or like y'all were pretty stocked up?
When they started running out, we found some and we bought it by the bulk. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we did. And not only that, I can't really say it on there, but I was able to grab some from a certain place. I don't want to get fired from a certain place. But yeah, I mean, I knew it lasted the whole time. I mean, I knew we was gonna get restocked. I don't get how if you're in a pandemic, like what is toilet paper going to do against COVID? I mean,
stats. What about you?
No, we were fine, man. We didn't have to like bulk up on toilet paper or anything, man. It's like, well, think about it, guys. It doesn't make a lick of sense. Like, people are going to be more than likely staying at home. They're not going to be going and destroying their assholes at Taco Bell or
dude. And I was working at HEB at the time, and like, I was working in the mornings a lot, and I would have to be in charge of like doing the lines because people would like line up, and that's when people were also freaking about Lysol and like cleaning stuff. Dude, and I saw like people like they would go to my register and they'd be like, "Oh, why is there a limit of toilet paper?" Like, and they're just trying to buy like 6 of them. I'm like, dude, like, why are you needing 6 packs? Like, what is the point of you stocking up on that are like 10 Lysol? And like, can you just do separate orders? I'm like, no, like, at least let someone have toilet paper. What if they really needed it, man? Come on.
That's why the whole thing happened in the first place, is because people decided to buy like 20 of these things
and then resell it.
That was the determination. Wait, who determined that the one thing we're gonna wipe off the shelves is toilet paper in an entire grocery store? Is toilet paper.
I don't know, man.
It's probably some rich like stockbroker guy is like, oh, let's just go purchase the toilet paper.
And while we're in the lines, man, like people like I would set up people in line because we would. COVID was weird, like early COVID. It was just like we'd open at a certain time, blah blah blah. Anyways, but like people would ask me, like, "Oh, do you have toilet paper?" And I'm like, I asked my manager, like, "Do we have toilet paper?" Like, "Oh, we only have a certain amount of left." And people would rush in and go get it, and we'd run out in like 20 minutes. I'm like, dude, like how? Like it's not that serious, man.
If anyone out there can explain why toilet paper was the number one seller during COVID, I would love to know because, I mean, it's toilet paper. It wasn't going to protect you against COVID.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
what was next? It was water. Now, water I get.
Yeah, water. Yeah, it was water. So from my experience, it was water,
Disinfectant
wipes,
wipes.
disinfectant
Yeah.
wipes. Yeah. Meat was a big thing. And just just your regular groceries, eggs, milk and all that. But it was a real big thing, and they had to put a lot of limits. But shout out HB because like some of the partners were like getting COVID pay, putting the risk of life like I was, and then like coming home to my family, I'm working as a cashier, putting my life on the line over here. But they would do it after hours and let the partners shop, and so like that's how we kind of lasted. And my mom like, oh, go get the groceries, and so we do it like at 2 a.m. It was kind of cool. So no customers. I think one customer saw us one time. They're like, "That's unfair." I'm like, dude, like how is it unfair, man? Like we're here busting our butts off for you just to complain. You can't get 3 toilet papers, man.
Yeah, jeez. I'm still, now that y'all bring it up, I'm still like trying to figure out how that is. I mean, like I said, disinfectant wipes makes total sense. I mean, you got to wipe everything and all that. But the toilet paper being the first thing off the shelves was amazing to me. I mean, what had to have happened is somebody had to eat at the local taqueria that got a 40 on behind the kitchen door and probably was just, atomic shitting the entire night and just needed toilet paper. So then when one person sees it, oh, he's buying 2 big packs of toilet paper, I may need to buy some because apparently we're going to get sick too. No, I mean, like you said, COVID has nothing to do with, below the waist. It's, upper respiratory and all that stuff. So, yeah, if anybody can definitely let us know why toilet paper was the number one seller during COVID, please hit us up on Twitter or
Hey,
get us on Sweep the League.
speaking real quick, I gotta say this, guys. I gotta say this. So, one of my pet peeves is when people don't wash their hands after they use the restroom. Like they just go straight to the door, open it up, get their dirty germs all over the door handle, which already had germs all over it in the first place, and then they just walk out. I'm like, really? Really? Okay, so, and that gets me for one, and it especially gets me when they take a dump. I cannot understand. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've seen people walk out of a stall after they just took a shit, and they just walk right out of the bathroom. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like your hand was in your ass.
Dude, that's a PSA to all the Nesios at the San Antonio bars that do that. Oh my god, dude. I'm like, that's just
Would you like to shout out to the bars that you've seen this at?
Nah, I don't want to put them on blast, man.
Why not? It's not like they're a sponsor.
No, I like going to different bars, but I mean, I'm young. Everyone drinks. Most people drink, obviously. But
Yeah, shout out to the bar.
But most of the bars, like I visit a lot, but it didn't happen there. But I think okay, the one bar it did happen at, dude, I-10 Ice House. Oh my god, so nasty.
Oh, and I know a guy that who goes there.
Who don't tell me who goes there.
A former boss of yours and a good friend of mine.
Oh,
Yeah, we're not gonna name his name because I don't want to name him, but
Nesio, dude. Oh my god, dude, that place is so Nesio, but yeah, I would go all the time just for the towers and just watch a game with my friends play pool. But I don't go there a lot. But if people see me around town or anyone that follows me, I'm mostly in Southtown area. I go to Marathon, Bruno's and other bars like that. Man, my brother lives downtown, so it's easy. I'm gonna actually be there Friday night and Saturday night after the boxing match, most likely.
there you go, man. So if you see Rock out and about, be sure to wash your hands if you're gonna shake his hand.
Yeah, please, man, please.
Yeah,
I'll
we
keep
don't.
some of my hand sanitizer from basketball.
Hey, Guys, all you gentlemen out there, please wash your hands after you went
Please.
number 2 or wiped your ass.
Dude, I got so conditioned where I wash my hands and I put sanitizer on after, and then I sanitize my phone. I'm like so conditioned like that.
Right now, you do that?
For the most part, yeah. If I don't have sanitizer, I
Wow.
just really wash my hands like for a good minute, and then like kind of just like if I find sanitizer down later in the day, I kind of sanitize my hands and then go wash my hands again. You don't know where
Yeah.
germs are,
And
man.
you know what's even worse, guys? Is like, so it actually, like, just thinking about the idea of people taking shits and like walking out of the bathroom without washing their hands, you wouldn't think that it could actually get worse, right? Well, it can. So depending, most of these places have really crappy TP. So I don't know if I don't know if
Oh.
this has ever happened to y'all, but like, so when you go to like wipe, the TP is so thin and so shitty that the fingers actually go through the toilet paper when you're wiping.
So that's why okay, so I get where you're going with this, and yes, I do see that. And most businesses have toilet paper, as thin as Britney Spears, yes, it's really thin, but
Rock is in
that's what
disbelief.
Rock is in disbelief because he knows it too. He's probably cracked a few pieces of toilet paper before and gotten, the Hershey Highway all over his fingers. But with me, I am not gonna lie. When toilet paper is, oh, you're sick, dude. God, that is sick, Rock. When I see toilet paper like that, i.e., most businesses, I roll that thing so much that I'm like the mummy on my hand. For that reason, I don't care if I use the entire roll and I go through another one. I am literally rolling that thing because I am terrified of doing the man wipe and getting that kind of stuff on you. That is gross. 100% gross.
Yeah, it's just like it's so uncomfortable too when it does happen because you're like, oh my god, the
I'm
TP
assuming
just
it's
ripped.
happened to you because it hasn't happened
Oh,
to
it
me.
has. No, it has. Oh, I'm like, oh no, it is so uncomfortable too because it's like, and think of it though, like these nasty ass guys, like they just leave the bathroom. You don't know if the TP tore on their hands.
Oh man,
I'm like your hand was literally in your ass.
you are really making it hard for me to give five or shake a hand to anybody ever again. Like that is. Did you wash your hands after you got
Oh, of
Hershey's all
course.
over?
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, I didn't get Hershey's all over, but I was like, luckily I didn't. But
Uh,
there are some nasty people out there who probably did, and they didn't go wash their hands.
well, Saturday night at boxing, I'm expecting you to wash your hands, stats, because now you're gonna have me thinking about this the entire time.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna be laughing. Well, speaking of shits, the San Antonio Spurs are playing tonight, and they are actually ahead 77-60 at halftime over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right now, Devin Vassell is the leading scorer, 16 points.
Oh,
Dort
yeah.
is the leading scorer for the Thunder, 12 points. And it just so happens that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out tonight. Go figure, right? The movement for Wembayama, the tank for Wemby whole thing is the going on tonight between the Spurs and Thunder. All right, man, we've covered literally everything from NFL talk to soccer World Cup to wiping your butt and getting crap all over your hands, all the way to having the butthole tickled by a bidet. There's nothing left to talk about other than sweep or keep. All right, Stas, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the segment of all segments. Welcome to Sweep or Keep. Now, for those of you who are new to Sweep the League podcast, this is how Sweep or Keep works. You're either going to sweep something, which is like a Twitter take or someone's opinion or something that happened, which means you don't like it. No, sweep it. Or you're going to keep it, which is you're going to cherish it for the rest of your life, put it up on your mantle and enjoy it before you go to sleep. So, gentlemen, let's play the game of sweep or keep. We got two of them on the docket tonight. Now, sweep or keep. Apparently, the 10-2 Roadrunners are ranked number 23 in the AP poll, but went unranked in the CFP poll. Sweep or keep on this, guys?
I'm going to I'm going to sweep that because I don't understand how a team like UTSA keeps getting just bypassed and overlooked. To me, I'm just going to flat out say it is total bullshit that they really do. I understand, hey, they're not Power 5, they're not this, they're not that. Maybe their schedule isn't, the most competitive schedule or whatever. Strength of schedule is, not great. Doesn't matter, man. This team year in, year out. I mean, they're not quite there like Boise State was during that one run that they had, but they're pretty damn close. They're pretty damn close to the Boise State days. I think if they go into Friday night and they dominate North Texas, get into a bowl game, and this is where it differs. I think they'll make it into that final, or well, they'll make it into eventually the CFB poll. But I think if they go into the bowl game and they dominate that bowl game, or even just get a win finally, that's what's going to take them to get the respect that they need from the committee. And that's where I think it really hurts them, is that they have yet to win a bowl game. And I think that's why they can't be taken serious, which again, to me is total bullshit. But if they can get that bowl win, then yes, they need to be taken serious 100%. But I think this is bullshit. They're not ranked at the final ranking.
Yeah, dude, I'm totally on Rudy's boat, man. It's ridiculous. As everyone knows, I'm diehard UTSA, but I'm also diehard UT. But I mean, how is UT in it? 8-4, but UTSA is not in it, 10-2. Whether you rank them higher than UT or anyone else, it makes no sense to me. I mean, you have a UCF team that lost to Navy. Navy's 4-7, and then they lost to Tulane, and and then you have Tulane in there who lost to UCF. So I'm like, it makes no absolute sense. But that's one of the biggest, hums, like you said, the bowl games. But if things go the right way, I think I've seen a possibility that Jeff Taylor's in that UTS could sneak their way into the Cotton Bowl. Honestly, who knows?
Are
Stranger
we
things have
really
happened.
talking about them in the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, I think I saw. I think I saw that from what Jeff Taylor said. There's a scenario, like a really wild scenario, where they can sneak in there. It's just things have to go their way. I mean, anything can happen. It's college football. I mean, you never know what can happen in a week in and week out, and that's the beauty of it. But I mean, even if UTSA doesn't go to the Cotton Bowl, they're going to get a good bowl. But they really need to get that win, and I feel like they have the team to get this win. In this game against UNT, it's going to be a big game. There's going to be a lot of nerves to go back to back, but hopefully they're going to pack the dome and then go to the bowl game, man. I mean, the bowl game's going to be a big game for them too. There's a good amount of seniors leaving, but we might be seeing Frank's last game in the dome, man. You never know. So it's going to be a real good game, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I going back to Frank, dude. It's so hard for me because I want to see him play in the NFL so bad, and I think he will, but I don't think it'll be at quarterback. It's going to be at a different position. But you're right, man. Seeing that this could be Frank's last game, I mean, you definitely got to go out there and support him. But I mean, you're talking about the Cotton Bowl, man. I mean, if they were to go up to the Cotton Bowl and if they win the Cotton Bowl, then
Dude.
by all means, then you've got to take them serious. They've got a good set of players still, no matter who leaves this season. I mean, they got a tremendous team still, so you've got to take them serious. They got to get that bowl win. It's the bowl win, dude. That's what it is,
Dude. And if Frank leaves too, it's not concrete rumors, but people are speculating UT's Hudson Card who's transferring in the transfer portal to make his way down to UTSA, but he's going to be a really coveted quarterback. They're just kind of speculating that because the offensive coordinator used to be a coach of Hudson Card. But man, dude, if Jeff Taylor pulled off, and got a Hudson Card down there in San Antonio, they're going to be rocking, man. I mean, Hudson Card's a hell of a quarterback, but I mean, we'll have to see what's going to happen in the portal this offseason.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very cool off season. But they definitely need to get that bowl win. All right, we'll go to the next one. Super Keep, man.
All right, here's number 2 on Sweeper Keep, gentlemen. So apparently, and I'm not sure if it was this past Cowboys game or the game prior, but apparently Dak Prescott revealed, I don't know if you heard about this, it was revealed what his wallpaper on his phone was. and apparently it was himself on his wallpaper. So, gentlemen, NFL players, Dak Prescott specifically, having themselves as their wallpaper, sweep or keep.
Well, I know a little bit about people that are narcissists, so I'm just gonna say I will sweep that shit all day. I can't. If you're on your phone as your wallpaper, but you have your significant other, or if it's you and your daughter, son, or hey, it's me and my mom, on my cell phone, whatever. I get that. If it's just you, that's some weird shit in my opinion. I just look in the mirror if you got to look at yourself. If you're really that hard up on looking at yourself, but as a wallpaper, nah, man, I can't do that. I would have rock as my wallpaper, but I wouldn't have myself as my wallpaper.
Hey,
Which
man.
rock would you?
Which
like,
what?
Upper body or lower body, Rudy?
Oh God. You know what? Can I just get the neck below above the knee rock? A little bit of both. A little bit of both worlds.
Hey, man, I'm keeping it, man. Self-love, man. Do what you got to do. It motivates you. If you want to look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself good looking and handsome, whatever you think you are,
How does that motivate you? You're like,
Hey,
you know
man,
what?
I mean,
I'm an ugly motherfucker. I can improve this somehow.
hey, man, everyone in this world has their opinion. Someone can think someone's ugly, but then they can think they're the hottest person in the world. If Dak thinks he's the best person, I mean, let him do his thing.
Can you imagine just like that poor ugly bastard who just like pulls up his phone wallpaper and he's like, he just sees himself on his wallpaper. God, I look
Oh my
ugly.
God.
They're saying, hey, I'm all self-love. I'm the self-love bandwagon over here. I mean, my wallpaper's not me, but I have a lot of self-love.
Is it your booty shorts?
Nah, it's like I can't even. I don't know why it's that thing.
Is it that donut from Voodoo?
Hey, it could be.
Oh my God.
It's like that. See, look, it's just like the two hands touching. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Oh, cool. Ben Roethlisberger. Nice.
Wow.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
This must have been a Ben Roethlisberger night. He's been on the show damn near like 3 times a night. So if that's the last sweeper keep, I've actually got a sweeper keep for stats and rock. So
all right. I like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a sweeper keep. So Dateline San Antonio from the desk of KSAT 12. Headline: Woman accused of stabbing man multiple times for not helping her with the bills. SAPD says. The affidavit: man was bleeding profusely after being stabbed in the neck, back, leg, and hand because he wouldn't help his girlfriend pay the bills. Sweeper keep, gentlemen. Would you help your girl pay the bills if it meant you damn near losing your life?
I'm sweeping that, and if I'm in that situation and I know she's crazy, I'm dropping her, changing my name, blocking her, just going MIA, telling my family, telling all the friends that know her that I moved, and just not being involved with everything. Because that's crazy, man. People in San Antonio are crazy. That's even if she's my girlfriend. I mean, yeah, you pay for some stuff, but I'm not paying her bill. What I mean, no.
What? Okay, what? I mean, she's 30 years old. And I mean, even if it's a sugar daddy type thing, is it really worth you getting stabbed in the neck?
No. No matter how attractive she is, no, it's not worth getting stabbed in the neck. I'm not putting my life on the line knowing if someone's gonna.
I'm literally gonna ask my wife here when we get off. If for whatever reason I said, I'm not paying this bill, are you gonna stab me like in the neck or in the back? I mean, I've never heard of a case like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, go ahead, Stats. I'm still dumbfounded.
I'm dumbfounded by that too. But I mean, people, you can't stab a person. I mean, you can't.
Well, yeah, you can't. You can't stab a person.
You can't stab people. Like, don't do that. Yeah, there's clearly there's something wrong with this lady. But yeah, you can't. People don't stab. Okay, 2 things you can get from this show: don't stab people, and wash your hands after you wipe your ass,
and use a bidet.
Wash your hands at the bar, people. There goes the women and men, man. Wash your damn hands. Sing the alphabet 2 times.
Do we think she washed her hands after grabbing a kitchen knife and stabbing her dude? I mean, sanitation wise, I mean, it'd be nice, but yeah, you can get everything from here. You can get, headlines about women stabbing guys because their phone bill wasn't paid, all the way to why toilet paper was the number one seller during COVID. We just talked about everything tonight. This is the most merry-go-round show that we've had on Sweep the League. It's a massive return. So we're gonna end it on that note because I need to find out why anybody would stab somebody for bills. I mean, if Rock needed help paying, his bar tab at PT's, I would definitely help him. I mean, 100%. But I don't think he would stab me if I couldn't help him, pay his OnlyFans bill or something. I mean, that would definitely be something different. But anyway, guys, don't forget. Yeah, thanks, Rock. Don't forget this Saturday, Sweep the League. We're going to be giving you wall-to-wall coverage, man, of the TMB Promotions event Knockout. Frank Gore is the headliner. Not only that, you got Henry World Star Arredondo. You got Ricky Medina is fighting on the card as well. We got Myra Rodriguez making her debut. Ruru hashtag heavy shit Silva trying to go 6-0. The Bad Blood match, Joseph Johnson and Frank Brown. That's going to be a massive, massive bout. Tune in Saturday for Rock and I, as well as Stats and Shemaya. Will be going live on Facebook as well as Instagram, giving you the pre-fight show. We'll be giving you our winners, be kind of looking at some of the matches themselves. So for Stats, for Rock, for myself, Candace, Derek, and Shemaya, hopefully they'll be joining us next week. This is a Sweep the League on a different night. We rescued you from your Wednesday BS that goes on every single Wednesday night. Until we see you guys again, until we Sweep the League again next week. See you later.
Oh, yeah.